This morning, you are not rising alone, you are rising on the divine covering. Before your feet touch the ground, heaven has already gone ahead of you. Today is not ordinary. Today is appointed. Today carries mercy, direction, and supernatural help. Lift your heart and become conscious of God's nearness. The one who made the heavens is attentive to your path today. When you rise this morning, understand that you are stepping into a day already surrounded by divine covering and supernatural protection. Before you open your eyes, grace was already assigned to you. Before your first breath of awareness, mercy was already speaking on your behalf. This is not poetry. This is spiritual reality. The covering of God is not a weak idea or a distant hope. It is an active shield, an intelligent defense, a living presence that goes ahead of you and stands behind you. You are not exposed to the day. You are wrapped in purpose and guarded by power. Divine protection does not mean the absence of challenges. It means the presence of preservation. It means that what should have broken you will pass over you. It means what stops others will not be permitted to stop you. There is a difference between being attacked and being defeated. On the divine covering, attacks may come, but defeat is denied. You must build this consciousness in your spirit as you begin the day. Fear loses its authority when you become aware of God's nearness. Anxiety weakens when you recognize that your life is being supervised by heaven. Today, unseen dangers are being intercepted on your behalf. Conversations that could have turned against you will be redirected. Decisions that could have harmed you will be delayed or cancelled. Paths that would have trapped you will not attract you. This is how divine covering works. Quietly, precisely, effectively. Many times you will never know what you were saved from, but eternity will reveal how often you were defended. Walk into this day with the confidence of one who is guarded, not careless, but fearless. There is a difference. Carelessness ignores wisdom. Fearlessness flows from trust. You will still act wisely, speak carefully, and choose thoughtfully, but not from panic. You will not make decisions because you are pressured. You will make them because you are led. Protection empowers calm judgment. Divine covering also speaks of identity. You are marked. You are known. You are recognized by heaven. You are not a random face in the crowd of humanity. You are personally accounted for. The shepherd knows his own, and his eyes are upon them. When you understand this, rejection loses its sting, and loneliness loses its voice. You move through the day knowing you are seen and valued by God. Let your heart settle into this truth. You are safer than you feel, stronger than you think, more defended than you know. Even when situations look uncertain, your covering is not removed. Even when emotions fluctuate, your protection is not reduced. Divine covering is not powered by your mood. It is powered by God's faithfulness. Refuse to prophesy danger over your day. Refuse to expect disaster. Your words should agree with your covering. Declare preservation. Declare safety. Declare guidance. Speak life over your journey, your home, your work, your loved ones. Faith is not denial, it is alignment. You are aligning your expectation with divine intention. There is also protection over your inner life today. Not only your body will be guarded, your mind will be guarded. Thoughts of despair will not dominate you. Sudden waves of discouragement will not drown you. You are covered emotionally and mentally. Stability is part of your inheritance. When pressure rises, grace will rise higher. Move forward today knowing you are not fragile. You are fortified. You are not unguarded. You are shielded. Let this awareness shape how you walk, how you speak, how you respond. Confidence will replace hesitation. Peace will replace tension. Courage will replace dread. And as you go through this day, carry gratitude in your spirit. Gratitude keeps you conscious of protection. Gratitude keeps your heart open to divine leading. Say within yourself, I am covered, I am kept, I am preserved. And because of that covering, today will not defeat me, it will advance me. Total surrender and trust in God's leadership is the doorway into a life of steady victory and deep inner peace. When you wake up unconsciously, hand over your plans, your fears, your expectations, and your timing into God's hands, you are not becoming weak, you are becoming aligned. Surrender is not defeat. Surrender is divine positioning. It is the decision to stop fighting for control and start flowing with direction. Many struggles in life are not from lack of strength, but from misplaced control. The burden becomes heavy when you try to lead yourself through roads only divine wisdom can see fully. Trust begins where human certainty ends. You will not always understand the process, but you can trust the one who designs it. God's leadership is not reactionary. It is complete, foresighted, and precise. He is not guessing your future. He is guiding you through a future He already understands. When you surrender, you stop demanding explanations for every step and begin accepting guidance for the next step. That shift alone releases enormous pressure from your soul. Each morning is an invitation to say, lead me today. Not as a slogan, but as a real transfer of authority. It means you allow divine wisdom to interrupt your preferences. It means you accept that a delayed plan may be protection and a changed direction may be favor. Trust matures when you stop measuring goodness only by comfort. Sometimes the right path stretches you before it settles you. Sometimes it corrects you before it promotes you. Leadership from God is not always gentle, but it is always loving and purposeful. Surrender also requires humility. Pride wants to manage everything, predict everything, and control outcomes. Humility says, I don't know everything, but I am willing to be led. This posture attracts guidance. God's direction flows most clearly into a yielded heart. When your inner resistance drops, clarity increases. When stubbornness softens, instruction becomes easier to recognize. Guidance is often missed, not because it wasn't given, but because surrender wasn't present. Trusting divine leadership also means releasing fear of making mistakes. Many people stay stuck because they are terrified of choosing wrongly. But when your heart is surrendered, even your missteps are corrected and redirected. God's leadership is strong enough to adjust your course without abandoning your destiny. This gives you courage to move instead of freeze. You act prayerfully, thoughtfully, but not fearfully. There is also a daily surrender of timing. One of the hardest acts of trust is accepting God's schedule. The human heart wants speed. Divine wisdom often chooses preparation. Waiting is not punishment, it is development. When you trust leadership, you trust timing. You understand that being early can be as harmful as being late. So you stop forcing doors and start preparing yourself. You stop chasing outcomes and start building capacity. Throughout your day, surrender shows up in small moments. How you respond to provocation, how you handle interruption, how you make decisions under pressure. Instead of reacting instantly, you learn to pause inwardly and lean on divine direction. A surrendered heart listens before it leaps. It senses before it decides. This is not passivity. It is spiritual intelligence. Trust also brings emotional rest. When you truly believe you are being led, you are not tormented by constant second guessing. Your mind becomes quieter. Your focus becomes steadier. You are not pulled apart by endless what ifs. Confidence grows, not in yourself alone, but in the leadership you are following. That confidence produces consistency, and consistency produces results. Surrender is renewed daily, not once. Every morning you choose again, I will not be ruled by impulse, fear, ego, or pressure. I will be led. And as you practice this, you will notice something powerful. Your intuition becomes clearer, your discernment sharper, your peace deeper. Direction becomes more recognizable because resistance has decreased. Today, choose to walk led, not driven, guided, not pressured, anchored, not anxious. Place your plans before God and say yes to His adjustments. That yes is not loss or iota. It is the beginning of precision, protection, and purpose. In motion. Victory over fear, anxiety, and unseen battles begins inside before it ever appears outside. Every day carries visible responsibilities and invisible pressures. There are thoughts that try to weaken you, emotions that try to shake you, and silent spiritual resistances that try to slow you down. But you are not meant to enter the day defenseless or uncertain. You are meant to rise with inner authority and spiritual confidence. Fear is not just an emotion, it is a voice that predicts defeat before the fight begins. Anxiety is not just stress, it is a weight that tries to drain your strength before action is taken. Victory starts when you refuse to let those voices lead your expectations. Fear works by magnifying shadows and shrinking your sense of support. It tells you that you are alone, underprepared, and exposed. But truth reverses that message. You are supported, equipped, and guarded. Fear grows in isolation, but it weakens in awareness of divine presence. When you become conscious that you are not walking into today by yourself, the emotional temperature changes. Courage is not the absence of threat, it is the presence of assurance. Assurance that you are backed by a power greater than what stands against you. Anxiety tries to pull you into the future and make you fight battles that have not happened. It fills your mind with worst case pictures and repeats them until your body reacts as if they are real. This is why you must discipline your focus. Bring your mind back to today, back to truth, back to what is actually in front of you. You do not have grace for imagined problems. You have grace for present steps. When tomorrow comes, strength will come with it. Today's assignment carries today's supply. Unseen battles are real even when they are not dramatic. They show up as sudden discouragement, unexplained tension, loss of motivation, strange delays, and emotional heaviness without clear cause. Not every resistance is psychological. Some are spiritual pressures trying to reduce your effectiveness. The answer is not panic. The answer is spiritual firmness. You stand inwardly and declare that your mind will remain steady, your heart will remain confident, and your direction will remain forward. You do not need to understand every opposition to overcome it. You need to remain anchored. Your inner language matters in these moments. What you say within yourself either strengthens your position or weakens it. If your inner speech is full of defeat, your energy will follow it. Replace silent surrender to fear with quiet declarations of strength. Tell your soul to be steady. Tell your thoughts to align. Speak courage internally before you try to show it externally. Inner conversation shapes outer behavior. There is also victory in controlled breathing, measured response, and spiritual awareness. When anxiety rises, slow yourself deliberately. Rushed emotion produces poor decisions. Calm awareness restores accuracy. Take moments to pause, refocus, and reconnect with truth. This is not weakness. This is tactical strength. A steady spirit sees more clearly than a panicked one. Remember that fear wants agreement. It looks for your cooperation through imagination and repetition. If you refuse to rehearse fearful outcomes, fear loses momentum. Instead, rehearse truth, possibility, and support. Fill your mental space with assurance rather than alarm. What occupies your attention influences your emotional state. You are also not fighting alone in unseen battles. Help is active even when invisible. Protection is functioning even when unnoticed. Strength is supplied even when unfelt at first. Many victories happen quietly before they appear publicly. Trust that support is operating beyond your senses. This trust stabilizes your reactions and preserves your energy. Courage grows by movement. Do the next right action, even if your feelings are not fully settled. Action teaches your nervous system that you are not trapped. Progress breaks fear's paralysis. Small forward steps are powerful weapons against anxiety. Motion creates momentum, and momentum builds confidence. Today you will not let fear narrate your story. You will not let anxiety schedule your decisions. You will not let unseen resistance define your outcome. You will stand inwardly, move steadily, think clearly, and act courageously. Victory is not only at the end of the day, it is in every moment you refuse to bow internally. And as you hold your ground within, you will see your ground expand around you. Restoration of strength, clarity, and purpose is not a distant promise. It is a present reality available to you today. Many people wake up physically alive but internally drained. Their energy is low, their focus is scattered, and their sense of direction feels blurred. But restoration is more than rest. It is renewal at the core. It is the rebuilding of inner power, the sharpening of spiritual vision, and the reawakening of meaningful direction. You are not designed to operate empty. You are designed to be refilled, realigned, and re-empowered again and again. Strength is not only physical ability, it is inner resilience. It is the capacity to continue with steadiness even when pressure exists. True strength begins in the spirit and flows into the mind and body. When inner strength is restored, you don't just work harder, you stand firmer. You become less reactive, less fragile, less easily discouraged. Restoration means yesterday's battles do not permanently reduce today's capacity. You are renewed rather than depleted by experience when restoration is active in your life. There are many things that quietly drain strength, prolong stress, unresolved disappointment, hidden emotional burdens, comparison, regret, and silent fear. These do not always announce themselves loudly, but they slowly consume energy. Restoration begins when you stop carrying what you were never meant to carry alone. Release is part of renewal. When you let go of the weight of yesterday's mistakes and yesterday's outcomes, space is created for today's power. You cannot be filled while tightly holding what must be released. Clarity is also being restored. Mental fog is not your permanent condition. Confusion is not your identity. When clarity returns, you begin to see priorities correctly. You stop magnifying distractions and start recognizing what truly matters. Your decisions become simpler because your focus becomes sharper. Clarity does not always mean knowing the entire long-term plan. Often it means clearly seeing the next right step. That is enough to move forward effectively. A restored mind is a quieter mind. Not empty, but ordered. Thoughts line up instead of colliding. You are able to evaluate instead of panic. You are able to observe instead of assume. Clarity grows where inner noise reduces. This is why intentional stillness is powerful. When you slow your internal pace, understanding increases. Insight often arrives in calm moments, not chaotic ones. Purpose is also being renewed within you. Purpose is the sense that your life and actions are meaningful and directed. Without purpose, effort feels heavy and progress feels hollow. But when purpose is restored, even small actions feel significant. You understand that what you do today connects to something larger than today. This awareness energizes discipline and strengthens commitment. You stop drifting and start moving intentionally. Sometimes purpose becomes blurred through disappointment or delay. When expected outcomes do not appear on schedule, people begin to question their direction. But delay does not erase calling. Slow progress does not cancel purpose.
Restoration brings you back to original assignments with deeper maturity and steadier conviction. You return not with fragile excitement, but with durable commitment. Restoration is not only emotional, it is motivational. Desire to try again returns. Willingness to believe again rises. Creative thought begins flowing again. Ideas that once felt distant become reachable. Hope becomes practical rather than theoretical.
This is a sign of restored inner life when possibility feels real again. You must also participate in restoration through alignment. Speak words that build strength, not words that drain it. Choose inputs that sharpen clarity, not ones that scatter attention. Take actions that support purpose, not ones that sabotage it. Restoration is a gift, but stewardship sustains it. What you repeatedly focus on will either maintain renewal or slowly weaken it. Do not measure your strength only by motion. Some days you feel powerful, other days you feel quiet. Restoration is deeper than feeling, it is conditioned. Even when emotion is calm, strength can be solid. Even when excitement is low, purpose can be steady. Learn to value stability, not just intensity. Today you are not operating from leftovers, you are operating from renewal. Your strength is being rebuilt. Your clarity is returning. Your purpose is reactivating. Move forward with steady confidence. You are not behind, you are being restored with precision. And restored people move differently. No rushed, not confused, not empty, but grounded, focused, and ready. Walking in favor, abundance, and divine direction is not a fantasy reserved for a few. It is a living experience available to those who move with awareness of God's involvement in their daily path. Favor is not luck, and abundance is not merely material increase. El divine direction is not random intuition. No è la cara nan po navio. These are expressions of heaven's partnership with your life. When you understand this, you stop walking as a struggler trying to survive the day and start walking as one who is guided, supported, and positioned intentionally. Favor means that help appears where struggle could have dominated. It is the invisible hand that adjusts outcomes, softens hearts, opens doors, and creates access. Favor causes your effort to produce more than expected results. It does not remove the need for action, but it multiplies the impact of your action. Two people can work with the same skill and the same time, yet one sees unusual cooperation and opportunity. That is favor at work. Today you should expect cooperation where there might have been resistance. Expect understanding where there might have been conflict. Expect welcome where there might have been rejection. To walk in favor, you must also walk in awareness. Many people receive moments of favor but miss them because they are distracted, negative, or rushed. Favor often comes disguised as a simple conversation, a small introduction, a minor chance, a quiet idea. If your heart is attentive and your attitude is expectant, you will recognize and respond to these moments correctly. Gratitude sharpens your ability to see favor. Complaining blinds it. A thankful spirit notices openings quickly. Abundance is deeper than possession. It is supply that matches assignment. It means you are not sent on a journey without provision for it. Sometimes abundance appears as finances, sometimes as strength, sometimes as relationships, sometimes as creativity and solutions. Do not reduce abundance to money alone. There are days when clarity is abundance. There are moments when peace is abundance. There are seasons when the right partnership is abundance. Heaven supplies in the form most needed for the mission, most active. An abundant mindset refuses constant scarcity thinking. Scarcity says there is not enough for me. Abundance says there is supply aligned for me. Scarcity competes anxiously. Abundance prepares faithfully. When you believe supply exists, you develop capacity instead of panic. You train, you grow, you organize, you improve, because you expect opportunity to meet preparation. Abundance thinking produces responsible action, not lazy wishing. Divine direction is what keeps favor and abundance from being wasted. Direction tells you where to apply your energy. Without direction, favor can be misused and abundance can be scattered. Direction brings precision. It helps you say yes to the right things and no to the distracting things. Not every open door is your door. Not every opportunity is your assignment. Direction protects your focus. Walking in divine direction requires listening more than rushing. Inner prompting, wise counsel, and spiritual sensitivity become important. You learn to pause before major decisions. You learn to test your impulses. You learn to sense alignment instead of chasing urgency. Urgency is loud. Direction is often quiet but firm. When you follow direction, progress becomes steadier and regret becomes rarer. There will be moments today where a small check in your spirit will guide you. Take it seriously. There will be moments when an idea arises repeatedly. Examine it carefully. There will be moments when peace increases around one option and decreases around another. Pay attention. Direction often speaks through peace and disturbance long before circumstances confirm it. Favor, abundance, and direction also work together. Favor opens the door. Abundance provides the resource. Direction shows the path through the door. When these three operate together, movement becomes meaningful and sustainable. You are not merely busy. You are effective. You are not merely active. You are aligned. Carry yourself today with expectation, discipline, and spiritual attentiveness. Expect favor but prepare diligently. Expect abundance but manage responsibly. Expect direction but listen carefully. This balance keeps you grounded while moving forward powerfully. Today you are not wandering, you are being led. You are not barely getting by, you are being supplied. You are not overlooked, you are being positioned. Walk forward with calm confidence. The path ahead is not empty, it is prepared. And as you move with awareness and obedience, you will see favor respond, abundance flow, and direction remain clear step by step.